Hey there, YouTube buddies! Bob from Oregon's Constant Gardener. Welcome to the OCGFAM show. Thanks for stopping by. So today, we've got Scott Ostrander on the show, and we're answering a specific question. DRP is it's a capital D and then a lowercase r and a P with a space in there, who asked the question, but a lot of people have asked this question. So the question is, can you use Nectar for the Gods with Coco Coir? And the answer is basically yes, but he wanted a little more detail on that, so I got a little more detail. Scott and I did a little video. I was over there a little bit ago. This is that video, so watch that, and I'll talk to you afterwards.
Come here. All right. It's okay, Lola. It's okay. Bob!
Ah! Jesus. Dog's vicious. Hey there, it's Bob. I'm here with Scott Ostrander, Supreme Commander of Nectar for the Gods. And one of you had a question. I don't remember who it was. Someone had a question. Can you use Nectar for the Gods in Coco Coir? Is it recommended? And if so, what's the deal?
Yes, you can. What's the deal?
Well, the pH, is there anything you need to know? Are there any caveats? Are there any things you need to be worried about? That sort of thing.
Yeah, so we get this a lot. A lot of people, I don't see a soilless recipe for nectar. Or how do I use this in cocoa fiber? Well, all of our potting mixes are cocoa based.
Right.
Number 4 has peat moss in it. Number 2 is pure cocoa, perlite and pumice. Our number 7 is just cocoa. It's still just it's a soil medium to us. Yes,
sure.
It's soilless by definition, but in all reality, you would run it almost the same as you would number 4 soil. And it comes down to how we're delivering nutrition. So when you look at the mainstream hydroponic industry or indoor gardening industry, when they start talking about soilless or hydroponic gardening, they get into this lower pH during veg, lower pHs in bloom, 5.8 to 6.1 vegetation, 6 to 6.2 in bloom. Well, they're still delivering NP and K. So nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, they're going to be delivered at a much lower pH. Or they're most available at a lower pH. So when you're looking at companies that are delivering their calcium with a nitrate, their magnesium with a nitrate, their phosphates for their blooming, their PK boosters, all of those are going to be a lower pH to get those NPKs to enter into the plant. At the end of the day, we're still calcium based. So no matter what the medium is,
it's going to be the same.
We still need those mid 6s to get the pH to go into the plant, or to get the calcium to get into the plant and to make it the most efficient absorption. With that being said, we do understand that the medium acts a little bit differently. The cocoa likes to, people claim that it steals calcium from the nutrition. We're actually relying on cocoa for the magnesium, so we're using our Demeter's Destiny, our Herculean Harvest. Our calcium is going in to chelate the magnesium from cocoa fiber because there's a lot of potassium, a lot of magnesium in the medium. It just has to get digested and released back into the solution so the plant can absorb it. So as long as you're running that 6 to 6.3 in veg, 6.3 to 6.5 in bloom, you're going to do great in cocoa with the Nectar line.
Not all cocoa is the same, I would assume, right?
Well, that's it. Is out of the bag, off the brick, however you get your cocoa. Cocoa by nature is all the same. How they prep it, wash it, prepare it, package it, and all that totally different. Every company is going to process it a little differently. We do it to the point where we don't shred our cocoa. We've talked with Cosmic Cores, where we buy all our core fiber from, Ajit out of Medford. The structure of the cocoa after it's hydrated is just as important as a good potting soil. And a lot of people are taking these dry bricks, shredding them through a tree shredder, branch shredder, or some kind of disintegrator, which then they're ripping the properties of cocoa fiber, degrading the quality, misting it with a mister bark. That's a wash. It's not. They're just moistening it. Then they're putting it right into direct line flow into their potting mixes, and what you end up with is a higher salt content. The actual makeup of the core is now degraded. They've destroyed the actual composite.
Mechanically, as far as how it holds stuff together.
It should have prills to it. It should have little fibers to it. It should be like almost a grainy medium, and a lot of it just ends up being dust.
It's not just like tearing it up as far as it's breaking into little pieces. It's ruining the actual
structure,
the texture of the actual pieces at a microscopic level.
So when we do it, we let it naturally absorb water. We let it flock. We turn it with a bucket. We don't till it. We get it where it's flocked, and then we use hydraulic presses to get the moisture out instead of aggressively taking the moisture out or stripping it some other method. We're just compressing it, squeezing it out, and then it comes out, and the structure's still there.
It's just like squeezing it with your hands, except much more.
Yeah, and we've got video of that. I know.
Yeah. I'll put a link to the video showing the thing. Yeah,
that part's cool, and the cool thing there is that you literally are ending up with parts per million of less than 50. I mean, it's literally rainwater washed, less than 50 parts per million. So it is ready. It's not going to steal your calcium. It's not going to rob your nutrition out of your plant. It's actually buffered to the point where it's going to give back to the plant. So we do recommend drainage. A lot of guys don't. They just go straight cocoa in a pot. I can't imagine gardening that way because I want the drainage. I want to be able to control that.
Sure.
But for the most part, if you're running our number 7 mix or our number 2 mix and Nectar, you drop your pH by 0.0. So if you're at 6.3, drop to 6.2. If you're at 6.6, drop to 6.5, and then you'll have the best success.
So if I just happen to go get some cocoa that I wasn't super thrilled about, but it's all I could get, where you start off with doing a slurry test?
Slurry test, do it, hydrate it, slurry it, and then if your numbers, if it starts out at like 500 parts per million, just go for it. Just feed it, feed it a little higher pH for a couple days, and maybe water it to where you get some runoff. If it comes in at 200 or less, man, just go for it. You're ready to go. And if it comes in at like 1,200, complain. Tell the people that, hey, man, this is salty stuff. But then you're going to want to wash that by putting it in like a trash can, filling it up with water, possibly Olympus Up, because the Olympus Up is basically liquid limestone. So if you you soak it in a limestone water, that limestone is going to help tie up those salts, and then when you press that moisture out, it's going to buffer the cocoa, add CEC to the cation exchange capacity, and pull the salts out of the medium. So you'll end up with a lower sodium content and a higher CEC in the cocoa fiber.
If I'm already planted and realize that I shouldn't have, someone asks the question, they've already planted, they're in there, they do a slurry test, holy moly, they got high pHs, they're just going to flush. They're just going to do a flush with their killing harvest.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so that's the answer, right?
I think so.
It's close enough?
Yeah, that's good enough.
Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, so that was fun. I hope you learned something with that. And also, I'd like to ask you, what do you think of this format where we do a video where we answer just one question? We could probably do a lot of these where when you ask questions in the comments, I'll get Scott or whoever the expert is on the subject, and we'll just answer that one question. And you'd have a video that would be just that. I think it might be a little more useful to have all those in the thing. So let me know what you think about that, and I guess I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. For more information about anything on today's show, go to our website, OCGFAM.com. And if you buy anything while you're there, make sure you use the code OCGFAM2018. You'll save 20%, and it'll be a lot of fun. The OCGFAM Show is pretty good. It happens every day. It's the OCGFAM Show. See you tomorrow.